Welcome to Doughboys Double. I'm Nick Weiger along with the Spoon Man, Mike Mitchell. Everyone is here, Mitch.
Wags, everybody's here. We got the whole crew here.
Emma's here. Amelia's here with the What's Up.
What's up?
Casey busts out the What's Up. What's Up is back.
What's
Up is maybe back,
Yeah.
Wags.
What's Up? Do you remember they did so many What's Up commercials that Budweiser started spoofing their own commercials, and they had like the How You Doing ones, like, hey, how you doing?
Hey, how you doing?
How you doing?
Yeah,
And they were the How You Doing guys.
yeah.
It must have been like if you were the What's Up guys, and then the How You Doing guys come in, you might just be like, oh, fuck. Guys are like, we're gonna do more What's Up ads. What's going on? You know?
It's like if you, yeah. I mean, they do add to the flow verse now, but it's like if you had like, you were Flo, and then there was like,
Yeah.
you know,
Flo was sitting pretty, but yeah.
Mo. Or
They
whatever.
bring in Mo, and it's
Yeah.
clearly like you're grooming me to replace Flo.
Yeah. Them
Like,
adding people to the team is
They're
good.
adding they're just
Yeah.
expanding the Floniverse.
We say
Floniverse.
the Floniverse.
It's
We
thriving.
like the Floniverse.
Natalie Palamides, I feel like, is in the
She is,
Floniverse.
yeah.
Who else is in there? We know some people.
We definitely know people in the,
Yeah.
the Floniverse, and I like that they're continuing on.
Yeah, God bless them.
Give working actors money.
Mm-hmm.
My understanding is that that's like those that you can do all right in a progressive spot.
Yeah.
Yeah, Wags.
Oh, that's right. I
That's how
forgot.
Mitch got upstairs.
We're sitting with Marcus
I
of
think-
Mark and Marcus,
You're sitting with Marcus of Mark and Marcus, the linesmen.
the linesmen from
I
those
didn't-
NFL spots.
I didn't know this.
You
Yeah.
didn't know this?
No.
Can you still
Amelia.
find the commercial? I think it's hard to find.
Yes, it is now hard to find.
Yeah.
We were the sister commercials to the Baker Mayfield commercials where he was living in the stadium. Do you remember this?
Oh yeah.
It was like I live here, and he was like locking it up like it's like his front door, like
Uh-huh.
the gate or whatever.
Yeah. Jacking
And,
off in the locker room.
I mean, it was that sort of thing where you're like, you're not really showing him eating and cooking.
Yeah.
Like it was just didn't.
Where's he jack off?
But ours.
Owner's box?
I mean, that's what I was
Probably the owner's
wondering.
box.
Yeah.
The end zone, maybe?
Maybe the end
The
zone.
end zone, that's a good
You
call.
gotta do the end zone at a certain point.
Yeah. If you live in a
Gotta
stadium,
shoot
are you
it into
gonna?
the end zone.
Yeah. Are you not gonna? Are we,
Shh. Emma, that's so graphic.
she's right. She's right. It would suck that I'm like, I got the ball at the 1 yard line. I still can't get into the end zone.
Stuffed at the goal line.
Oh no, it dribbles right to the line, but it doesn't make it in.
Okay, now it's too graphic.
Also, it sucks that I'm at the one. Like, it sucks that I can't get over it just in general. I guess standing
yes.
there. I feel like I should be able to. Well, never mind. We won't get into what I'm.
Well, you're tired. It's a,
We're not-
it's a
Let's get
yard.
into
It's a
Let's get into it.
it's a yard. It's a meter. If you're at the 1 yard line, that's a lot of ground. to
That's a
cover.
lot of ground,
Yeah.
folks.
Yeah.
If we're at the 1 inch line, that would be an issue. Anyways, the linesman, you can find like, I feel like there's like some, but it's so weird that they took so much of it down.
How many of
Yeah.
those did you do?
We did 4.
That's the kind of thing you think we've said this so many times,
Mm.
but and Casey, you've experienced this. You make something that's going to be on the internet, and you for like 10 years ago, he's like, oh yeah, it'll be up there forever, and then you realize, wait, no, they'll just now actually it makes it less likely for it to continue to exist.
Yeah,
because someone can just pull it. You know.
I was actually, I don't know if you guys remember this, but Shaq had a sketch comedy show.
I do remember
Mm.
this. Yeah.
I was in a sketch on
Wow.
that show,
Whoa.
and I tried to find it. The show's just like gone.
Wipes.
You
Gone.
cannot
Gone.
find it,
Yeah.
and it's just like, man, I was in a sketch with Shaq, and it's just like doesn't exist anymore.
What was the sketch?
Shaq opened up a tattoo shop,
Okay.
and the only tattoos you could get were tattoos that were
Tattoos.
already on Shaq's body.
That's
so
good.
Okay.
it's like pointing
Superman,
out,
yeah.
Superman tattoos, and it's like, all right, I guess I'll take the Superman logo. and
Yeah.
that was the sketch.
Were you a tattoo artist or?
I was a guy getting
client?
a tattoo.
Okay.
Did you get the tattoo?
Yeah. Did you pick something?
I don't remember. Like,
I just quickly ask,
Yeah.
you guys asked him if he got the tattoo. Is that correct?
Yeah. Why not?
Like the story of the
Got a lot of
sketch, or like
tats.
do you mean like
I
in
meant,
real
I
life?
meant in the sketch, but also do you decide
I
to
meant in
commit
real
to
life.
it? Yeah.
No, I did not. My bit was just like at the top where I was like, wait, what's the premise of this
Oh, got it.
tattoo shop? And
Yeah.
they're like, pick a tattoo on Shaq's body, and then you get it, and then it goes into something else.
Right.
Mitch,
But
when
you
were-
can't find it
when
anywhere. It's
when you were in
gone.
Tomorrow War, Mitch, did you really blow up? Did you get like exploded?
No spoilers.
You haven't watched?
I still haven't seen it. But it's on my Letterboxd watch list. So
Well, guess what? The 4th of July weekend's coming up. It is, sorry.
We established ahead of time. This episode's coming out
It's
the end of November.
November.
The 4th of July weekend is coming up again.
Next year,
Next year,
2025.
2025, which will be the 4-year anniversary of Tomorrow War.
Wow.
You could watch
Wow,
then,
has it really been
or
4
too bad you
years?
didn't watch at the. I know. Too bad you didn't watch on the 3rd year anniversary of Tomorrow War. What
why?
I'm saying you can.
Oh.
I'm trying to say you can do that because you watch it on the. Watch it
Oh,
this
gotcha.
year.
Okay. I'm gonna watch it.
We'll have a screening. We'll
I'm
go
gonna
watch it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think it's a fun action sci-fi movie.
It's good.
Yeah, I had a good time watching it.
I
My dad
like
enjoyed it. My dad's a sci-fi guy.
Yeah. Your dad's got good taste.
Mitch, I've got, you know how you set a picture for your Amazon profile? Mine's you.
Hell yeah!
Hell
I love
yeah.
it. Wags,
Mine was you, but now I think it's Henry Cavill.
you changed it.
I changed it to Cavill.
I don't think mine's set. I don't know how to do that.
Your dad's got good taste. Bad seed, but good taste. Wags, we're gonna keep this one tight today.
Yeah, we say famous last words. We say that a lot, but we're gonna strive to get this one to time.
I was at Dead and Company this weekend. I'm
Oh,
a
yeah.
deadhead now.
Let's
That's right.
go.
I was having a blast jamming out at the Sphere.
Yeah.
At the Sphere.
Sphere.
And a lot of, you know what's funny? A lot of yuppie. I mean, I guess that's just every, but I guess especially.
To you mean in the audience? That's what like to afford these tickets. You have to make
a lot of yuppies at the.
You got to be someone settled into middle age with some disposable income to go to the
Also, I
fucking
think
Sphere.
True deadheads are like older and have more money now.
That's a great point.
Yeah.
Honestly, if anything, they're probably skewing younger because of John Mayer than
Yeah.
they used to. But yeah, that's an older crowd.
It was funny because John Mayer. He is really good.
He's an incredibly talented
he's a
guitarist.
really good guitarist.
Yeah.
But I definitely didn't love Mayer when he first came onto the scene. He seems like a little kind of like a dork, like a Playboy dork.
He seemed a little douchey.
Yeah.
He gave some interviews that were a little like, ugh. And then he also was like a hunk trying to do comedy, which is
Yeah.
always a little bit of thing. But he's really talented.
You know
and
what? I think he's
whatever.
won me over. I think I'm a Mayer guy. I like him now.
Yeah, I mean, whatever. I can't
He's a
imagine
good
how
musician.
obnoxious I would be if I was famous when I was like 22. You know what I mean? Like, that's how I was trying to give grace to a lot of professional athletes because, like, I was 19, I was so fucking stupid. I can't imagine if you gave me a platform and a microphone and like asked for my opinion on something. I barely can string that together now, and this is my job.
Well, from my experience, because seeing you close to that time,
Yeah.
was a lot of like incest sketches, like a brother railing his sister.
A lot of. Maybe 2 or 3 sketches.
All right.
I mean, that's still
few,
a lot.
a
2 and
few.
3.
Oh, there was a lady getting railed in the room now. Sorry.
In Vegas?
In Vegas, in the
A
room
lot of
next
that
door to me.
in Vegas.
Really?
There was a lady getting railed in the room next door to me for like a half an hour. It was fucking.
Good
It was
for
pretty
her.
long.
Yeah.
Wow.
It was pretty long.
Wow.
You know what? I kind of liked it.
Oh,
You didn't go knock on the door to ask if you could join?
What's going on in there?
John Mayer answers.
Fuck, fucking mayor. Sin City, as they call it.
They
But
do
people
call
were
it
having
that.
fun in the room
You
next
know
door
what?
to me.
When in Rome.
I was wondering if it was going to be like me in college, being like, "Keep it down." I'm calling like the RA or whatever.
I wonder what they
No,
would
not
do
really.
if you called the front desk and you're like, the people next door to me are having wild sex. It's so loud I can't sleep. If they would even do anything.
I think they'd be like, "You're a nerd."
They'd be like,
You go
"Welcome to
bed."
Vegas.
Yeah,
Good
yeah,
night.
Yeah, I think they would tell me to fuck off. I didn't do that, but there was one time. Well, I'm going to tell you this. There was one time where I had a 5 a.m. practice, and the people in the room next door were being so loud, and I was too embarrassed to go tell them to be like, "Please keep it down."
Mhm.
So I just asked someone else to do it. I was like,
I've called the front
It was
desk
also a
counter
thing where they
before.
wouldn't
Yeah,
have
you
gotten in
can do
trouble.
that.
You could have, I think they were 21 or whatever. I
It's
hope
also
so,
like
at least.
my sister and I did that once in a hotel. The people next to us were fighting with each other, and it was like very loud and
Wow.
very drunk, and it was like 3 a.m. and it was like we let them go for a while, and then I was like, I'm not gonna go over there because I don't want to get hit. I don't want to
Yeah.
get in the middle of this. But I did call the front desk, and security came up like 4 different times because other rooms were calling, not just us, and then they got kicked out.
I mean, look, it's that sort of thing of I'm not trying to be a narc. I wasn't.
I don't know.
Look, I'm not trying to be a narc, but I'm
I was.
a coward, and I couldn't go and be like, excuse me, I have to be up at 5. Can you please keep the partying to a minimum? Like, I couldn't do that.
No.
But also,
Yeah,
like, when it was like a weekday, it was like a Wednesday
Is
or
it in
something. I was
Vegas?
just like, no, it was
No,
at
this
school.
is
at
Ithaca.
school.
It was at
Got
the Emerson
Oh,
Suites.
Yeah.
Oh, the Emerson Suites.
Yeah, so I just couldn't. I didn't know what to do. I
So
had
you were
to.
in like a dorm.
I was in a dorm. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
yeah. See,
Then you are a narc.
We had parties over at the Garden Apartments.
I didn't know what to do. It's too embarrassing. I couldn't.
You know the
No,
Garden
I get
Apartments
it. I
in
totally
Ithaca?
get it.
Yeah, of course I know the Garden Apartments. I was in the Emerson Suites on my junior year. What a loser.
I think that's a good place to be your junior year.
Yeah, it was fine.
Sorry,
And
this is Ithaca talk.
Is that-
This
no,
it
is
was
I
not
inside Ithaca
insider
shit.
stuff.
Because I hear Emerson Suites, and I'm thinking of Emerson,
Me
the college,
too,
a
but we
different
didn't have
thing.
we didn't
Different
have that.
thing.
So
Different.
Different.
Was that on
Different.
campus housing?
It was on campus housing.
Okay. And then were the towers you were at, or whatever the fuck?
The Gardens.
The garden. Were the garden on campus?
Garden was also on campus next to the Emerson Suites
Okay.
nearby. I never lived in either of the towers.
Wow.
Isn't that crazy?
That is crazy. I lived in the East Tower and was there when I saw planes flying into the
other tower.
other
You said
towers.
this. Yeah.
Scary.
Very scary.
The anyone in any high building thought they were going to be, like, I think it was just natural instinct. And
Yeah,
like,
of course.
not. Yeah.
Yeah.
What was I going to say? I didn't end up going to UC Santa Barbara, but I got a campus tour of UC Santa Barbara, and they were showing us all the dorms or whatever, and it was like, like a cool younger student, and they showed us one of the towers, and they were like all these dorms that we looked around, and there were a couple of towers. And then the guy said, like, as an aside, like, just the kids, like, they call those the fuck towers.
Jesus Christ.
Because I guess everyone is horny because, like, fucking there. I don't know.
That is an insane thing. The
Isn't that
tour
insane?
guide did that?
Yeah, he was like, they call them the fuck towers.
That is insane.
Were the parents there
No,
too?
he was like an aside to just the kids. The parents
Oh,
were there,
okay.
but it was like you kids are cool. You can understand the fuck towers.
Maybe they still would do that, but I feel like you could get in, like, that kid could
You
be,
wouldn't
like,
do that, but this-
expelled.
Look, I'm so old. This was the like very late 90s. Like I
Yeah, I
went to
don't-
school in
Also, I feel like most people on a college tour are 18.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly, yeah. But you mean now in today's
I mean, it was like
today's woke culture. You can't say fuck towers
it's
anymore.
fucked up. Give us back fuck towers. I mean, like,
That's
when I
what
was
they call Headgum, the fuck tower.
Which I have an issue with because it's one level. It's gonna be a fuck tower. We should get some other more levels.
we're in the dungeon of the fucking celibate dungeon. I remember driving to campus and there was like "Welcome fresh meat girls" or whatever, like signs that
Yikes.
people were made, and I'm like,
Yeah.
I feel like
You can't
they
do that
wouldn't. I
anymore.
feel like that's a
No.
thing from 20 years
I
ago.
literally
wouldn't
said
fly.
that to Mike when he
Yeah.
was on the pod for the first time.
Oh
I
yeah,
bet
you did call
What did you say to him?
She
I
called them
called them
Oh,
fresh
fresh
meat.
meat. That's right. you
I didn't
weirdo.
realize there was like a sexual connotation to that term.
Yeah,
fresh
it's,
meat.
no,
I
it's
don't know that I
disgusting.
did either, but
Wait.
it makes sense now that I think about it.
Look, I stay
Yeah,
away
it
from
makes
all
sense.
that stuff in college. Why? Let me judge me here.
Yeah.
Did I do? Was that a huge nerd? I didn't know what else to do. I
What
had
do
to
you
be
mean
up.
about the?
I had to be up at 5 a.m. There was nothing else I
you
could
tell me
do.
on the party?
It's completely reasonable. You got you
It's
got
fine.
things to do. It's fine.
Amelia thinks I'm a fucking.
I don't know.
narc
In the
now.
Emerson Suites, you could just go next door and be like, "Hey guys, I know." Just like you could keep doing your
That's-
thing. Just
I would have
like,
said so. I would have just said so. If it, like I'm in a dorm, I would have just said something because I probably know someone on my floor.
I mean,
Whoever
my
it
thought is that like when I do it, it's like plausible deniability. There's like 4 people it could have been.
Right.
And I think like going be like, keep doing your thing, but I'm tired over here. I think that's dorkier. I'd rather just be anonymous. They didn't get in trouble. You know what I mean? Like nothing bad happened.
You know, we got busted in our dorm in college, and I don't know if someone called on us or if we just got busted.
I was being loud and annoying for sure, where I was the person who got in trouble plenty of times. And if
Yeah.
someone called on me, I would understand it. In that scenario, I just didn't want to look like a loser.
I remember once we were getting drunk in my friend's dorm room, and one of his 3 roommates was a narc, but he like wasn't there. But he was like a guy who was like lights out at 8 o'clock. Like I go to sleep at 8 o'clock. Like it's lights out. And
This is in
it's quiet.
college?
This is in college.
Wow.
He's like a
What a
fucking total
buzzkill.
nerd. But he wasn't there. I don't remember if he was just out or what. I don't remember what the circumstances were. Anyway, I just remember we got super drunk. I passed out in there, and then my friend, so we had like a pony keg. You remember so we had a pony keg. We dropped it on the floor, and then it sprung a leak. So I just like put my mouth to it, and like sucked the whole thing down. And
Wow.
and then I like
get this swagger back.
I passed out in there, and then my friend it was his room. He also passed out, and then he woke up, and he's like, I puked on my roommate's phone. Like his annoying roommate, like puked on the phone.
Like a dial-up phone,
Yeah,
too,
yeah.
at that time. That's fucking disgusting.
Nasty.
Never gonna get that clean.
I know.
I remember one of the poofs. I remember Air Force Ones. You remember that song?
Mhm.
Like that song was blaring, and I went into the hallway at like 3 a.m. and one of the poofs was just there dancing in the hallway. I'd be up at 5 a.m. It was crew when I was rowing crew. It just sucked.
Get off my plane. Get off my plane. It's a good song.
That was good, Wags. That was good. And then I remember he like multiple times at college, guys would just come into my room and fall asleep in my bed.
Huh.
It happened to
Yeah,
me my
isn't that
freshman year.
wild?
Mark Younger, the guy who lived next door to me, came in and he thought I was his girlfriend, and he was just like had his arm around me.
Aw.
That's cute.
And I didn't
That's
even
cute.
say anything. I was just like, "What?" I woke up the next
Called
morning.
the
I was like,
RA to
Best-
bust him.
Best sleep
I
of your
wasn't
life.
a narc.
Just kidding.
Oh, did my girlfriend's tits get bigger?
I want to say something else, but I can't do it.
Dude,
I can't do it.
I'll cut it.
All right, it's gonna get cut. And her clit got smaller. I do remember being
I'll
like,
cut the joke. I'll leave the laugh.
I think you can keep it.
yeah, you could probably keep it. Who gives a shit? I do remember being like, why didn't I tell him? Like, I think I was like, what are you doing? And I was like, whatever. I just fell asleep.
And then you
Yeah.
had the best sleep of your life.
I
There you
slept
go.
great.
Good snug.
I think that I was the guy because I ended up in solo rooms a couple times that I was the guy that people were like, I'm coming in your room to sleep a lot of the time.
The
Yeah.
fuck tower.
I was the fuck room. Anyways, Wags, I'm not a narc.
No, I don't
I'm
think
not.
you're a narc. I think you're a party animal.
I am a party
yeah, you
animal.
are a party animal.
There's two sides of me.
I'm the narc.
You're the narc, but we both actually do have. If I think we're very very similar in the way if like an RRA or someone came up to us and was like, guys, you're being way too loud, keep it down. I think we both would be like, I don't want to have
Oh, yeah.
cause
No,
trouble.
I'm not looking
Oh,
to challenge
so
authority in that
sorry. My bad.
situation.
I mean, I think both of us it would stress us out.
yeah, sure,
Yeah.
yeah.
I think that I would be like, I don't want to get people upset with me. Is like my fear.
Yeah.
So I am a party animal, but I also am like a nerd rule follower a lot of the time. I
Right.
feel like, yeah.
All right, we should. This is a feedback, at least ostensibly. We should get into some questions. Amelia, hit us up with the first one.
This first question is from Matthew.
Hi, Matthew.
Hi, Matthew.
Hey, Nick and Mitch, are there any directors you guys would love to have on? Sincerely, Spoon Nation for life.
Wow.
This is a
Whoa.
great question. It's the kind of thing of like, there are obviously so many directors who you'd want to just talk to or just be around, but like the question is, who would be a good fit for this show?
I've
We're
got
gonna
one in
s-
mind.
Casey has an idea.
Yeah.
Morgan
What is it?
Spurlock is gone.
Yeah, Morgan Spurlock. R.I.P.
Unfortunately.
Rest in peace.
Guillermo del Toro.
Del Toro's
A
a great,
great
that's
answer.
a food
That's a good
dude.
one.
Yeah,
that's
I
a
think
that's a great
He
call.
would be a great Doughboys guy.
Yeah, that'd be fascinating.
Was on my SNL reel. Guillermo del Toro.
That's right.
No one cares.
Do you
Let's
still
hear
Uh,
have
it.
that reel?
I know you can't hear it actually.
Can we hear a little Dong Kong, the inspiration for Donkey Kong?
Hey, how you doing? I'm Don Kong. That's all it was.
We had like a red tie. It was fun.
Yeah, I had a red tie and I was shirtless. It was
Yeah.
funny. whatever. I'm not going to get into it, but whatever. I'm not going to get into it.
Guillermo
There
del
was Reddit
Toro
stuff
is a
I'm not going to
great.
get into.
That's a great suggestion. I think that would be a great guest.
There was people online that were like, there was a post on Reddit that were like, comedians that should have gotten out SNL or comedians who deserved SNL.
Uh-huh.
And then someone posted it on Reddit and they're like, Mitch. And then people were like, deserved and stuff like that. And I'm like, yeah, because there's been so many fucking, everyone who's on SNL has been great. I could have been on SNL.
Why are
and
you
sucked.
looking at this subreddit?
You know what?
Subreddit
I'm just
is
realizing now?
this?
I've already complained about this. Anyways,
What subreddit was this?
Ours.
not ours.
How long ago was this?
It was a ways back. I mean,
how
now
long ago, as of today, or as of this episode's
As of
release?
today, honestly.
I think like
my
maybe a
Don
week.
Kong character on SNL would have fucking mopped.
I
would've
like
mopped.
Don Kong.
I
thought it was
like
funny.
Don Kong too.
It's funny.
I
Fuck
want to
you.
hear your
You would've been
Guillermo
great
del
on
Toro.
I can't do my Guillermo del Toro because times have changed.
Oh.
It was just me being like, I like things a little bit spooky is like what I would do,
Okay,
and
that's-
that was kind of
that's
that was
fun.
the gist of it. But
You didn't do any. It was not like a problematic.
No, it wasn't
accent. It was just
problematic.
kind of
No,
broad,
no,
you
no,
know. Yeah.
my first SNL. Well, we won't get into stuff that I've done that's problematic. Listen to old episodes. Times change. You try to change with the times.
You used to be able to write a sketch where a brother fucks his sister. You can't do that anymore.
Now they just call that porn.
Yeah, now it's gonna be step.
You did. All of your sketches started with the Pornhub drum beat, whatever that drum beat is.
No, come on, you know it.
I forget how it goes.
You're always finished before the drum beat ends.
Just seeing the word porn.
I think. Look, Quentin Tarantino has a podcast. He would like. He's an incredible
Wags,
talker.
At the risk of sounding like film bros.
It's a little obvious, but there's the thing. Like he has like food as a big presence in his movies.
Are we gonna get labeled as film bros, man?
Yeah.
If Tarantino comes on,
People are gonna think we're film bros.
we're gonna think we're film
but
bros.
it would be a fun discussion. I also
I
think,
want Tarantino.
Yeah.
I want Scorsese. I want all the fucking. I want the
Scorsese,
film bro
big
guys.
food dude.
Come on.
Mhm.
That would be amazing.
We
Just
should
have
have Tarantino on for a pedicure double.
Ooh.
Oh yeah.
Oh, you know what? Yeah, I know what you did there.
I'm in. I'd love to get a patty.
Look, I already told you my thought about the feet being shown in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I told you my take on that.
Yeah.
Which is that, whatever.
It's fine. Let your freak flag fly. It's
No,
fine.
it was my take was that the whatever. I'm not going to get into the take.
Yeah.
Margaret, what's her name? Margaret.
Margot Robbie.
Margot Robbie. Margot Robbie
You
has.
thinking of Margaret Qualley?
What's that?
Were you thinking of Margaret?
I think
Qualley?
I was thinking of Margaret Qualley, who was also in the
It
movie.
was also in the movie. Yeah.
But she has, so Margaret Qualley has clean feet, and then Margot Robbie has dirty feet. And I was telling you how it's like people who like presume that things will be given to them versus people who work for it.
Kind of a class thing.
It's
Yeah.
storytelling.
Well, also
through
like
film.
she's a
It's-
movie
yeah.
star, but then also she's the one who's like
Right.
working,
Yeah.
going and doing the work and stuff.
Right,
like that.
exactly.
Anyways, I don't know if that was the takeaway or if he just does like feet, but
can be
Even if
both.
he does just
Who
like
cares if he
feet,
likes
who
feet?
cares?
that's how
Yeah,
I
that's
feel.
fine.
Who gives a shit?
There's a lot of people out there who like asses that put a lot of ass shots in movies. What's
That's
wrong
true.
with it?
It's true.
Ain't
Mhm.
nothing.
Watch an episode of Doughboys.
So much ass. But
There's
they
also
won't
people
eat
who are
it.
into like, I don't know. People can be doing a lot of stuff and put it in their work, right, Wags?
Yeah, this is what happens. It's natural. I was going to say, Spike Lee, I think would be really interesting to talk to.
Ooh, that's fun.
I also think that the Coen brothers, because I feel like food is
yeah.
like I don't know. I know it's not as big of a presence. It's not as much of a thing of like Scorsese. I feel like food is so dominant, but I feel like there's like real food in. You know what that's also reminding me of. We did a whole month about it, but Alexander Payne. I feel like he always has real food in his movies. Like not food that's photographed to like look good, like it's like a food commercial, but just like, oh, this is what people actually eat.
Food,
I
yeah.
got one for you. Sophia Coppola.
Sofia Coppola would be
Ooh.
interesting.
Yeah,
Also, we talk about Coppola wines,
that's true.
Mm.
I also would like to get.
and we could say we're Coppola goofballs.
Save that for the end. Save that for the
She walks
goodbyes.
out
Oh, you
in the
gotta
first
go.
2
Okay, I
minutes.
didn't realize you had an out.
Yeah, no, she would catch on quicker. You missed a big one.
This podcast
What's
is only
that?
10 minutes long, right?
George Lucas.
Of course, Lucas.
I mean, come on, Lucas, Spielberg, all those
Yeah.
guys.
I feel like Greta Gerwig would be a good sport on
Gerwig
this.
would be-
Sure.
Yeah.
Hey, why not?
Yeah.
I could yell at her about my thoughts on Lady Bird. That crash into me is like that is the Cool Kids Dave Matthews song.
But I think this is the whole thing. We've had this
I know,
discussion.
I
Like
know.
again, first off, you can, for the audience, it needs to be something that they recognize for that beat to hit. And I think there's also an element of like, as a kid, you can think you're cool and this thing is yours, but actually it's like a mainstream thing.
You're
you know what I
right.
mean?
You're
Like,
right. It was interesting. The trials and tribulations of a white lady getting to NYU. It is.
hey, that's a good movie. I like it.
I didn't love Lady Bird, but I think
Yeah.
that she's a very talented director.
So super talented.
Sometimes you don't
Be
like
fun
stuff.
discussion.
Who gives a shit?
You don't like everything.
Who cares?
gives a rat's
Who gives a
ass?
rat's ass? This show sucks. You
Yeah,
don't have to
it's
like this
bad.
episode.
It's
I don't give
awful.
a shit. You come up to me and spit in my face and say, I don't like any of the stuff you've done. I say, I don't care.
You'd be pretty
That
upset
kind
about
of
that.
I
brings
mean, the
us
spit
to
in the
our-
face, I'd be
our-
like, you didn't have to spit in my fucking
Yeah, so maybe
face.
don't
It's
spit in
pretty
his face.
disgusting, but
I
Right,
would
don't spit in
maybe
my
just
face.
don't spit in
But
his
I don't
face.
care about
Yeah,
your
let me open my
opinion.
mouth first.
Yeah, you heard
Delish.
Mitch talk about a months-old Reddit post. He's not going to be upset if you spit in his face and tell him he sucks.
Yeah, no, he'll be fine with it.
I've had plenty of people who tell me my stuff isn't good.
Yeah.
I've told you before, it's mostly people from my hometown.
Right.
And I don't give a shit.
I'd argue a good friend will tell you when your shit's not good.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
He's a true
Yeah.
friend.
No, it's
Yeah.
true.
That
Uh,
kind of brings
Susser
us
does
to
it
our
all the
next,
time.
Yeah, something tells me
Yeah,
this
that's
shit
true.
sucks constantly. Don't spit in my face.
Yeah, don't spit in Mitch's face or my face. Don't spit in anyone's face affiliated with.
Yeah,
us.
that's
Don't
true.
spit in anyone's face. Unless there's like a kink thing and you both want to like get
Yeah.
into it.
Consensual
That's
spitting is fine.
fine. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
All right, so with fine.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Some Hollywood gossip for you.
Wait,
Wait,
what?
you and
Yeah, what?
He likes to spit into women's mouths.
I didn't know
I
that.
didn't know this.
I know, it's a secret thing that we have to cut out. Or we can just bleep it, because that's fun.
That's wild.
I mean,
All right.
also
All right.
pretty hot.
yeah, I
Yeah,
kind of like
pretty
that.
Yeah, that's kind of not that bad,
Yeah.
really.
That kind of really grosses me out, but to each their own.
Yeah. I feel like, yes, if it was a different person than what I just said, it would, like, people would be like, that's vile. But
Yeah.
with the person I said, people are like,
So,
no,
Okay,
bleeping
all
the
right.
name. Got it.
Okay.
Bleeping the name.
You can degrade me.
yeah, bleep and blur, we're fine. All right, here we go. Next question.
Michael from Atlanta asks, as someone that one day hopes to run into you guys at an airport or other general public
Jesus.
space, what's the best thing a fan has said when saying hi, and what's the worst? I'll see you out there. Michael from Atlanta, loyal listener, future friend, and Jemmy enthusiast.
Aw,
Wow,
Jemmy.
Michael.
Jemmy
sharpening
is
my knife
awake.
now. What's the best? I mean, I think also it is. I'll answer for you why, because if someone's like, fuck you, you cuck, or like, you're a cuck or something, you don't like that.
Yeah, I think people don't really necessarily. We don't necessarily love
Insults
if you're
aren't
kind of
good.
come up and try to do a bit like a roast like from the show
Yeah,
because
just
we
call
just
me
don't.
dumb and
We
call
just
Nick
don't
a
know
cuck or
you.
something, yeah.
But and I would say like along those lines, I think this is pretty relatively harmless. But I guess if I'm thinking of a negative one, when people will like two guys will come up to us and they'll be like, I'm the Mitch and he's the Weiger. Like that's always a
I
thing of just
kinda-
like
I
it's
think that's
kind of
kinda
fun.
cute.
It's kind of cute, but there's also an element of like, wait, you're the Weiger. You know what I mean? Like I always feel like it's never.
I got news for you
yeah.
guys. You're both the Weigers.
People have said some extremely nice things to us, which is always the thing of, well, I feel like this podcast is not worth doing. Then there are the moments when someone will be like, oh, I listened to your show when I was really going through some stuff, and that's always
Yeah.
really nice.
A
I
lot
like
of
hearing that.
pandemic listeners that it was helpful during pandemic.
I can't-
Pandemic listeners, also people who like gone through health stuff or loss or
Yeah.
just sort of like
Yeah.
feelings of like loneliness, and it's really nice when people are
Yeah.
talking about the show being there for them.
I can't think of a time of fans come up to us when we're in the wild that said something where we were like, that was weird.
Yeah, it's usually
Like, I'm having a hard time pulling that.
It's
It's
usually
happened at a
it's if people
Q&A,
are
but-
drunk or something. Or
Well, yeah, there's
like
been
that,
some
yeah.
wasted Q&A stuff, but
Yeah.
that's
Right.
pretty much it.
Yeah.
I tried to come on the stage in Detroit. That was fine.
That's fine.
Emma
Booted
worked
him.
as security.
Security did not work as
I almost feel.
security.
I just feel bad for that guy. He
I
made a
felt bad
mistake
for him.
one night. You know what I mean?
It's okay. We all get blacked out drunk sometimes and do embarrassing things.
That's
Yeah.
true.
Sometimes it's recorded on a podcast.
That's true.
It's okay.
I hope that I hope you still listen if he's
I do
out
too.
there.
Yeah.
He and his significant other,
His
who
wife,
was
yeah.
mortified. But I hope you still listen, the both of you.
Who knows?
And I
We
hope you're
laugh
still
about
together.
it now.
And if you're not still together, hello, Mrs. Whatever your name is.
I think I have her email somewhere.
Ditch the goon, get with the
Yeah,
spoon.
that's
right.
I am
You-
pulling myself up on any stage.
You should say that's a
We gotta bleep the
Bleep.
name, for God's sakes.
It's okay, I'll bleep it. It's fine.
What I would say is, I guess I don't think it's a thing to stress out over for anybody, because I feel like it's always nice to see people and we are friendly to them. But I would say, like, for meeting anybody, I think if you're
She's snorting over here.
Amelia cracked yourself up. I love it.
I don't know why.
I think as long as you're sincere and then just
Yeah.
respectful of someone's personal space and their time, then I think you're good. There's
Yeah.
nothing
Yeah.
you could say wrong.
Yeah, you can't do
that'd go
anything
wrong. Yeah.
I think respectful of space and time is the important one.
Yeah.
Don't linger
Yeah.
for too long.
I don't think there's too many true assholes. I don't know. I can't tell. But I don't think there's too many true assholes that listen to the show that would come up and be like actual assholes. I don't
Right.
think so.
Here's a question. Would you rather not be approached at all and just like go about your day, or would you rather someone
Him, yes, probably.
It depends on the
No, I don't
situation.
care.
Yeah, I mean, like I don't know. I don't mind someone saying something. It's always nice to hear nice things about
Yeah.
yourself. So I don't mind. I never mind that. But I will generally, yeah. Like I kind of like feeling anonymous and being able to be left alone. I don't know.
Got a lot
It's
of
situational.
love fans in Vegas this last weekend.
That's nice.
oh,
I'm
that's
glad
awesome.
people are watching the
It
show.
was like like I think every like 4 or 5 times I got approached, it was all love.
It's also nice that hasn't been delisted, which is a thing that these streaming services do.
Yes, I mean that is huge.
I think
and
because people
hopefully
are
it
still
doesn't.
watching it. It feels
Yeah.
like it's a show people are still watching.
Right.
So they don't
Yeah.
want to take it down.
And those residuals are rolling in.
Because they do that.
Yeah, streaming residuals are great. I actually did meet 2 Doughboys fans, and one of them I met. Shout out to both of the Doughboys listeners who I saw in Vegas. One I met at the pool, and I was getting yelled at because I had luggage, and they were like, "You can't come in here with luggage." I was like, "I know, I'm just meeting someone for the keys." And then a guy's like, "I'm a Doughboys listener," and I was like getting yelled at as I met him, and it was very embarrassing.
You
Very
brought your
on brand.
luggage to the pool?
I had to. They were at the pool, and I was
Okay.
going to meet them and put my stuff in their room.
Okay.
They should be nice and
And-
meet you halfway to the lobby.
Well, to be clear, I slept in and was late.
Oh, fair enough.
So I had to go up to the pool and meet him there. And then I was just getting yelled
Why
at.
didn't you go to the front desk and be like, "Can you stash my bags?"
Hey, look, it all worked out. I just got yelled at for a few seconds and then I left and it was fine. And he felt bad for yelling at me. He's like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't." And I was like, "It's fine. I was just going to get the key and leave." And that's what I did.
I had a really a not an actual fan interaction, as I'll explain, but I had a weird thing that happened to me where I was just like walking in my neighborhood, and a guy pulls his car over, gets out of his car, and goes, "Whoa, Kershaw!" And I say, "What?" And he gets out of his car and like
He
walks
thought you were
across the street,
Clayton Kershaw?
walks over to me like he goes, "Are you Clayton Kershaw?"
Is it Clinton?
Clayton.
Clayton. Yeah.
Are you Clayton? I was like, "Are you Clayton Kershaw?" I was like, "No, man." He's like, "Oh, really? Oh, you look like Kershaw." I was like, "I wish I was." Haha, have a good one. It's like one of those things.
Yeah.
You don't look like Clayton
I
Kershaw.
don't look like Clayton Kershaw. My hair was longer at the time, and I was bearded. But
I mean,
he's also like
from a distance,
6'7".
maybe.
He's
Yeah.
a tall guy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you're not that
By the
tall.
way, Clinton Kershaw is something I could put on my SNL reel.
I think I'll throw this guy a fastball. Monica.
Monica. Every time you suck me off, the ball goes faster. I don't know. We'll figure that part of it out.
That's good.
Yeah, I think that was fine.
Monica, you seen my hog? You know I love the curve.
I would have Wags write. I would have him writing my lines.
Oh man, that's good. That's good.
That's good.
What was I going to say? I think it was. I have no idea why he thought I was him, because like I don't feel like I look anything like him. But I think it was probably just I don't know. It's just probably just like the angle from the street and my hair and my beard.
Did you
at that
correct
time.
him?
Sure.
I did.
And
Yeah.
how did
absolutely.
he feel?
I think he thought it was him still. I thought he thought it
like,
was
thought
like,
you were
yeah, I
lying?
thought it was like just trying to blow him off. It was weird.
When the first year I moved out here, I was with my buddy Nate Oids, as
Yeah.
we called him in college, and his wife Jackie, and we got I was like, I think that was Tom Arnold at a gas station,
Whoa.
and Nate tried to like pull a Yui, and he got T-boned.
Oh my god!
And he had to pull into the gas station, and
And it wasn't.
and he was like, and it wasn't Tom Arnold.
Aw.
And he said to the guy, he was like, "Hey," and the guy's like, "I didn't see anything." It was like a guy who like
He was
didn't want to
"No,
get involved
no,
at
I don't
all.
want to
Yeah.
do it.
That's
I'm not waiting for the
Man.
cops.
So weird.
And then I did. Remember Tom Arnold came to UCB for a while? Do you remember that?
Oh yeah, yeah,
One time. This is like early UCB.
yeah. Tom Arnold was
And
around.
then he liked the Birthday Boys, and he had us do. He was always very nice to us.
Everyone
a
always.
nice guy.
I didn't never interacted with him, but I always heard he was a lovely man.
He was very.
and I think he's very
nice
funny.
guy. Yeah. So it would have been worth doing the UE for, but
Yeah, it
wasn't
would have
worth
been cool
getting
if you don't get
T-boned.
T-boned.
It was a rental car.
Yeah.
So it was fine.
As long as you get the insurance.
Yeah, it was. They had the insurance. So they
Was
were
that
okay.
all the director question?
Yeah, so no,
fan
that was the
interaction.
fan interaction. Our next question is getting into some political territory.
Okay,
You
we're on the other
know,
side of the election.
Exactly.
This weekend in Vegas, I met a lovely couple from Culver City
Wow.
that were there celebrating their 1-year wedding anniversary.
Wow,
which
congrats.
You would.
How
This is a
exciting.
very similar experience for you.
Yeah.
And they were in the advertising business. And,
Okay.
at least one of them. So I wish I could remember their names, but I was tanked.
Yeah.
I don't remember people's names 2 minutes after they tell me.
Yeah, I was pretty fucked up when we were chatting. Anyway,
Yeah.
they were very nice,
Sounds
very nice
fun.
couple.
Hey, there you go.
And I met a guy who works in AI in the steam room. I told you this already.
That's right.
You killed him, or
No, I mean we got. He was a very nice man.
I actually would be curious to like pick the brain of a person who like works in AI, just to like.
Right.
I don't understand enough. I just wanna hear you explain it.
I know a couple people who work in AI,
Oh really?
like at Open AI and stuff.
Wow. Ithaca people?
No, not.
I was gonna
Ithaca
say there's
people.
no way Ithaca people work there.
I don't quite understand your tech industry connections because I brought up like I walked in front of a Waymo and I was like, holy shit, this thing's gonna run me over.
Yeah,
as a driverless vehicle, but you've been inside Waymos.
Yes, I've been inside of Waymos and cruises and
Why?
Yeah.
They're different third kind of cruise, not Tom Cruise or
not
Ted
yeah,
Cruz.
different type of cruise.
Yeah.
I have not been inside Tom Cruise.
Oh, I didn't mean that.
Or Ted Cruz.
I dated someone in the tech industry for a couple years, so I have a lot of
Wow.
tech connects through that. Yeah.
Tell us it wasn't Elon.
It wasn't Elon.
All right, good. Look, when we hung at Red Line, things were going crazy, and I
There
was
We had
like,
a wild night at Red Lion
Wild
the other
people
day.
at that bar.
there
What
was
happened?
stuff where
The
you were like Mitch can't be here for this, when you were some stuff was going
Yeah.
on, and I agreed.
There was a whole cast of characters at the Red Lion couple weeks 1 or 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, I don't remember. I was very hungover the next day. I blame the honey schnapps shots, I think.
It was Emma and Mike and Amelia and I, and
So,
let's just say
yeah.
this lady who wanted to fuck all of us except for me, maybe. I think.
or she wanted to fight
She
us
was
all
trying
in a
to fight
cage match.
and-
She either wanted to fuck us or fight us. It was a very
She kind of
sublime.
went between the two.
Right.
You know, I gotta say this about her. This sounds bad. She kind of was a blast after a while.
She was
fine.
pretty funny.
Yeah.
My memory is fuzzy because of the alcohol, but was she not making out with a woman when we left?
She was.
She was.
Okay.
Oh, and
With
her husband was sitting
right
in
next to
between
it.
them.
Yeah.
And her husband
They
was an
were-
Italian guy, and he was like, "No, what can you do about it?" Like, "Oh, I can't.
Oh, he's
I
like,
can't
"Can
do
do
anything
it."
about
He's
it."
like a hot wife guy.
He
He
said
like
Mamma
didn't-
Mia, and that was
He was
it.
like, "Ah."
Mamma mia.
And then he was there with a Jersey guy who was the funniest guy on earth. He was like, "Hey, how you doing?" He had like slick back hair. He's like, "Want me to tell you what I like to do? Fantasy stuff. I love Lord of the Rings."
he
So it was like,
loves
"What the
sci-fi
fuck?"
Right. That guy's
He was-
awesome.
He was
He was great.
hilarious.
Fantasy sci-fi guy. Yeah.
He was like, "Oh, I fucking love like Aragorn. He's one of the best characters there is." I was like, "This guy."
I fucking love The Hobbit.
People give too much of a hard time. Hobbit's pretty good. This is like that's what he was doing.
Lord of the Rings franchise was kind of my on-ramp into high fantasy as a genre. These days I'm more into Brandon Sanderson. His books are very long, but they're really detailed and rich.
Why he would have loved it. He was great. I hope
Yeah, he was- he was
I
fun.
wish him success. He was a very fun
Wow,
guy.
that's awesome.
We shared numbers, me and that guy. I don't know.
Did you?
Text him.
We
Right
should,
now.
I mean, we
Text
finally get
him.
him on the show. He was a very interesting.
He was funny.
Does he have any connection? Anything? Is just a Jersey guy who likes fantasy.
Honestly, that was enough for me.
I think he wanted to be a writer. I think.
Okay.
He wanted to be a
I'm
writer.
remembering.
If we can find out what night that was, I
Was
can
he
figure
with,
him out. We'll
was
get him on the
he
show.
with the wasted
He was
girl?
with. He was with.
Okay,
that
that
crew.
was same
Yeah.
group.
Yeah. Mhm.
It would be very funny if like there's like a new fantasy series comes out that's like as big as Harry Potter. It's called like The Jewel of Krondor. It's like, hey, I'm the guy who wrote it. Hey, I have a passion for this genre. What can I say?
What did you say? I went down the shore. I wrote it all when I was down the shore. I wrote it all summer. I
came up with a gold dragon. I was like, this is a spicy meat.
You think we're joking? He was 1,000% that. Like he was.
Yeah.
That's what he was doing. It was insane.
That's awesome.
Charming as hell.
Yeah.
He was a likable guy. I did not think that man would be likable. I very much judged him. And
I don't remember him well, but I again blame the honey schnapps shots.
I bought quite a few honey shops. We should say it here on the Doughboys credit card.
The bartenders dropped my credit card somewhere behind the bar and they couldn't find it and they felt super guilty about it. So they were giving us free tequila shots for a while upstairs.
Which you announced like it was a good deal. And I was like, that sucks.
That does suck.
The next day, Mike was like, you should call them and see if they have your credit card. And I was like, yeah, I like did not care that they lost my card. I was like, yeah, whatever, who cares? And then I was like, this is actually a huge pain in the ass.
Huge pain in the ass.
That's
My new one comes today. It's okay.
So they never found it.
No, I didn't call. I just canceled it.
I
I thought about going to buy a laptop and then saying it was fraud, but I didn't. I was too scared.
So I remember this night because Mitch actually, this was the night of the Hollywood Handbook
Yes,
live
it
show to
was.
date it.
Mm-hmm.
So we saw the show.
yeah.
We did the show. Y'all were in the audience. For some reason. And then Mitch was really nice. He gave me a ride to the train station. So he gave me a ride to the train station. We were talking the way over, and you were like, people were hanging out at the Red Lion, and you were kind of tentative on going. And I think where I thought we landed when you dropped me off was like, you're just going to go home and call it a night. And then I get a text like 20 minutes later that says
In the group chat.
Yeah, in our group chat that's going to stop by at the Red Lion for a round or two. I go to bed.
That was at like 10:30 p.m.
It was like at 10:30. I go to bed like shortly thereafter. I wake up the next morning and I get a text at last call that says, we're just leaving the Red Lion, an insane night.
It was.
It was nuts.
It was insane.
It was a weird night.
Yeah.
It was fun though.
It was fun.
There's a lot of good people there.
Yeah.
That's nothing. I told you that Chankton and Wu were texting me at like 5 a.m. this morning in Vegas.
That
so.
makes more sense to me in Vegas. Like I'm like, oh yeah, that's totally normal.
They do
I
that
guess
anywhere,
2
though.
here isn't that crazy because that's
when
when everything
it's
closes anyway.
I more mean just from my perspective as a non-attendee that I got the bookends of
They
like,
were the back-to-back.
I'm not
You've
gonna
also
go.
seen me do that a million
I
times.
know. I'll stop in real quick. And
You
then you're
did send
there for 3
screenshots of
hours.
both of them in the morning. You said a story in 2 parts
Yeah.
and highlighted the times. That made me laugh. That was
Look,
good.
I don't have a lot of willpower. I
get it.
I can't help it.
But there's nothing you can do but avoid those circumstances. And the same way, if everyone's drinking, we're being convivial, all of a sudden I'm having 6 drinks when I plan to have 1 or 2. That's like everyone's like
Also,
that.
sometimes you just thrive off the energy of other people.
Right.
So, like, you go feeling a little bit, tired or whatever, and then you feed off the energy of the space and the people that
the
you're
crazy
with.
lady comes out and you're like, I gotta watch this
The
show.
characters
Yeah.
come
That
out.
lady was it was
Yeah, she
wild.
was saying some things to me in front of Mitch, and I was like, you cannot say this in front of this person.
It was insane.
These are the details I do not remember.
Yeah.
And maybe
Well,
for
she was
the
talking to you
better.
and Mike too.
Yeah,
she
no,
was
that's-
really
Mike and I were saying, I was like, so do you think if we were like, hey, we're looking for a third, Mike was like, oh, she absolutely would have been down.
Oh yeah, 100%.
And I was like, cool. So she was nuts.
I'm gonna write her into my fantasy epic. It's gonna be a serpent tongue sage.
And her husband's like, oh no, cocked again.
We also met a lady upstairs earlier that night who was being really handsy
Oh,
with both me and Mike. Like we were both standing there and she was like being weirdly handsy.
That's such
it
a
was
weird
it was yeah, it was
thing.
like the bartenders were
That
trying to
lady
find
was
my credit
wild.
card and I was just
Yeah.
like standing there and she was like eating a sausage and like being handsy.
She wasn't. Didn't she have some sort of claim to fame that lady?
She dated
Well,
Mark
she-
Ronson.
That's what it was.
Wow.
Because
That's-
I followed her on
that's
Instagram.
a very funny
Can't
claim
remember
to
her
fame.
name. Yeah, and it was like Mark Ronson follows her, and I was like, Mark Ronson follows you? She's like, yeah, I dated him for a little while, and I was like,
Did
okay.
Ronson go to Ithaca?
Oh, I have
Did he?
no idea.
Wags,
That'd be
Casey,
wild.
will you look this up, please? Did Mark
I got
Ronson
it.
go to Ithaca?
I feel like we've had that happen as a couple where just a woman will be kind of like horny and it's just like, what is your angle here? Is this what you
Yeah.
do? You just go up to couples and you just try to like
see what
what's going
happens.
on?
Getting that reaction when you're trying to do it. What is your problem?
She did tell us her and her boyfriend were having an exploratory phase because she's like, I'm pretty sure I'm going to marry him, but he's younger than me and we're not sure. So we're exploring right now. So we're not speaking for the summer and we're just doing our thing. And I was like, you are telling me you can fuck tonight.
Yeah. Really weird.
It was interesting.
There was also a guy who was
went to NYU.
Basically hitting on you. Do you remember this?
Yeah.
And I came up and I was like, "Hi, Amelia's friend. I'm Mike." I was like introducing me to this guy.
And I was like, I just met this person 30 seconds ago. So
Please get him away from me. Anyways, a wild night. And now that I think about it, maybe not that good of a night, but it was fun.
I had fun.
Good stories. I laughed.
Yeah.
We got McDonald's on the way home.
We got McDonald's at like 3
that I
a.m.
love.
It was
that.
wonderful.
Oh, Jemmy's asking
loved
for belly
that.
rubs.
So
Cute.
I just realized I didn't even get to the political question yet.
Oh, yeah.
That was
Oh, yeah,
just
sorry.
the intro to it.
Wait, did we really not get to it?
No,
That was just the prelude?
that was just the prelude.
God, we're so bad at the feedback.
Okay.
We're having fun.
I do a bad job.
We're having fun.
No, I'm supposed to
this
be.
is good.
I'm supposed to be the ringmaster. I
It's
should
all
be
about
keeping us
life's
on
about
track.
the journey, not the destination.
I guess so.
Right.
Yes. Amelia's right. Okay,
About
here we
getting
go.
to the
Hi,
Red
guys.
Lion.
Hi guys, Special Counsel Jack Smith was spotted getting lunch at Subway about a year ago.
Oh, wait, we didn't. Are we going to do the political question? Or
Yeah,
no?
This
if
is
you
the
were
question.
if you were preparing to indict a former president,
Oh,
where would you go for lunch? Love the show, Rachel.
wow.
A scientist, but not a model from the Boston area.
Wow. Thanks, Rachel.
Oh, okay.
I like the question of like, okay, I've got this huge high stakes thing.
I'm probably not eating.
Yeah, that's probably it. I'm
Mhm.
probably not eating, but like there is something of I wonder if he was in that situation of like I just filed, like I finished my written argument or whatever. I'm submitting to the court or whatever it is. You know, this isn't before the press conference. Maybe he's just concluded a milestone. And I think what I do
He was in Subway.
I know that to me is a bummer of a choice.
That is
Yeah.
very funny.
I think what I would do is I would go to where I went last night, which was Del Taco. Because just like I feel like that's always like a thing of like, hey, you know what? I'm either going to In-N-Out Burger or I'm going
Kind
to
of
Del
a treat.
Taco.
Yeah.
It's like a treat for me.
I think I would do something ironic. I would go get a fish fillet,
a fish delight is Trump calls it.
delight.
That's
Fish
actually
delight.
Mitch. That's great. If it's Trump specifically, going to get McDonald's is kind of like I got your favorite thing. How
I
you
got
feel
your
about
favorite
that?
thing.
Mhm.
You're
Yeah.
not going to jail now.
Yeah.
You're possibly president right now.
Right.
Who knows?
Who knows?
But I think something deliciously ironic.
Hmm.
Yeah, that is deliciously ironic.
Yeah, I think
the
that
very
is
definition
deliciously-
of irony.
Yeah. Thank you, Wags.
I almost went to McDonald's last night, but the line was just crazy.
Oh man.
I went and got
I
some
had-
Liquid Death at Ralph's, and it was just like the lines were. It's like everything now is so
Sundays.
fucking bad. Yeah, Sundays is one thing, but then it's also like it's just the store is so understaffed. They had
Oh,
like
yeah.
2 registers, and they had so many people there, and I was in line for like 20 minutes. I felt like I was waiting for like Mr. Toad's
This
Wild
is my
Ride.
beef at the Vons by me too, because the line there'll be like one person working register, and then they want you to self checkout, and like all the self checkouts are open, but you can't do self checkout if you have alcohol. So like
Yes.
if I'm getting a bottle of wine, I can't do self checkout, and they'll be like standing there and they're like self checkout's open. I'm like, but you won't let me do this.
Exactly. Yeah, there's
20
that
minutes
issue.
isn't bad. I mean, look, Mr. Toad's Wild Ride, you should get on pretty quick.
Yeah.
But 20 minutes isn't the worst.
It's not terrible. It was and but
A
it
little
was
long.
like, it was like, I was getting like one thing, so it felt like it was taking forever.
This is at the grocery store?
I was at the grocery store.
Yeah.
But then it was also the self-checkout line was, they didn't have all the registers open. They like closed like half of the self-checkouts. And then that queue alone, because I just ended up waiting for regular register because it looked faster. That queue was all the way down the freezer aisle. Like every single, like the whole aisle was taken up by
That's
by
where I'm
pe-
like,
by
I don't
bodies.
even need whatever I'm buying.
Exactly,
I'm outta
right.
here.
That's that night after a line, I went to CVS to pick up some medications.
Oh yeah, I remember.
And because it's 24-hour pharmacy and
Yeah.
it is like Mad Max in there. It's like insane.
At
You
2
op-
a.m.?
It's just insane. You
That's
open up a
funny.
fridge and like there's a cold fridge that you open up and it's hot in the cold fridge.
Yeah, what's going
Okay.
on?
There's weird, it's that CVS is out of control.
Yeah.
I will say there's a Lassen's in Echo Park that we go to sometimes, and they're great. There'll be like one person working the register, and then like the second the line starts to get long, like I don't know where they come from, but like 4 or 5 cashiers just like to send and like open up, and then it's like whoop, line right through.
Love
and then they
that.
all like leave again when the line's gone.
Yeah,
it's
I
like
love that
very
when the place is
efficient, and I
insane.
very much appreciate
That's the way
it.
you do it. Casey, Mark Ronson, did you go to Ithaca?
I looked it
And
up.
already
I
answered.
answered NYU.
Oh.
Vassar and NYU.
For our audio listeners,
Oops.
Again, this might be one to check out the video feed because Jemmy is snuggled up next to mommy and getting a lot of belly
Aw,
scratches. It is
she's giving a
so
lick.
cute.
She's being extra
It
cute.
is so cute.
She does this at home. I was always wondering if she would ever do it here, but she like will lay on. She'll be laying on the couch, and when she wants snuggles, she like lifts her arm up and kind of shows you like part of her belly. And she's
Cute.
like kind of like she's doing right now, but
Yeah.
my hand's in the way. But it's kind of like her being like, "Give me my belly scratches."
She's being very cute.
Very cute.
You my baby.
After I was leaving the Burbank airport last night, because that's how I flew to Vegas, I went to Panda Express right next door to
that's fun.
right next door to the Burbank airport, and I went through the drive-through. I've never been in a Panda Express drive-through.
Oh.
Yeah, me neither.
Got myself a bigger plate, and I didn't eat. I didn't eat the whole thing. I ate all the chicken. I got.
Is that 2 or 3 entrees?
It's three. You
yeah.
get 3 things, but I got orange chicken and the new spicy orange chicken.
How was that? I mean,
Good.
I thought it was pretty tasty. It had a nice
Okay.
little kick to it. I think you'd like it, Wags. I think
Yeah,
you
I'm
should
sure
try
I
it
would.
out.
I feel like we haven't
It's
done
very
Panda Express
similar.
in a while.
We haven't done it in a while. It's a good one.
Yeah, we did during the pandemic. Did we do it? Boy, who did we do it with? Did we do it with Oscar? That sounds right.
Maybe,
Right.
maybe, yeah. I don't know.
Been a while.
Anyways,
We should also do Panda Inn,
Yeah.
which is the
Yeah,
original Panda
I've heard
Express.
that.
We should
In
make a
Glendale?
special trip to Panda
Or-
Inn.
Yeah.
Yeah,
right?
it's in Glendale.
For this question, I think I would do a Chili's.
Oh, that's fun.
That's
Yeah.
good.
That's fun.
Yeah, because you get to sit down, you can enjoy yourself, get a marg if you want it.
Yeah.
It
An
was
awesome
Oscar, you
blossom.
were right.
It was Oscar. Yeah,
Yeah, that sounds good. Like an appetizer.
love that.
Yeah.
Big mouth burger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That Chili's would.
Yeah, Big Mouth Burger in honor of the big mouth that, that you just shut up.
I might
Well
just
said.
get a big plate of nachos.
We're almost at the finish line. There's 5 minutes
Let's
left.
get another
all
question.
right?
Jimmy, show us more of your belly.
Here's one for you guys. Don't know if you've had it before. You're transported back in time and witness the arrival of the first pilgrims to America.
Mm.
What snack do you bring with you to blow their minds? Keep up the good work. Mike from Toronto. You're going to be a Mike from Toronto pretty soon.
I am.
How about
That's
that?
very
Oh.
true.
Maybe,
Amelia.
maybe a Mike from Toronto as this episode's releasing.
You know what's crazy is that when this episode releases, I might be back from Toronto. Which
Oh,
is
true.
insane.
That's crazy.
Like
Um,
you're back.
I think that thank you.
You
Thank
might actually
Emma.
want to stay in
Welcome back.
America based on how the election went.
Yeah, it's true.
I mean, stay in Canada.
I might have to stay in Canada. I'll be one of those people who actually does it. Wise, I think that you would say howdy pilgrim to them. I think you would say
Oh,
something
that's-
funny like
Hey,
that.
buddy.
Hey, buddies. The ship turns around. America is never found.
Imagine if you brought them like edibles, like you brought them weed.
Whoa.
that's-
Oh man.
Fuck them up.
I mean, to loosen up the pilgrims, they're pretty strict.
Yeah,
when
it's
they-
true.
I feel like I'd bring them either like you'd either want to be like a super processed snack, or the other thing that's happened is that I don't know what fruits and vegetables they would have had in Europe at the time, because a lot of the stuff is there's obviously a lot of like what the foods in the Americas obviously completely changed what everyone
Yeah.
eats, but I feel like if you could bring, because like modern versions, like after generations of agriculture, there's like watermelons are sweeter, bananas
Yeah.
taste different, all that sort of stuff. It would
There
just be
used to
interesting
be
to bring
like 50 different types of bananas. Now there's like one.
right. It'd be kind of interesting to bring like a modern banana, but then I don't know if they had bananas in Europe at the time. It'd be like, hey,
Mhm.
look, this is the modern version of this.
Well, then that would
thing.
definitely blow their mind if they've
Yeah.
never seen a banana.
That's true too.
I think an Oreo or a Dorito would blow their
that's
mind.
what
Dorito
Great.
was my thought, like a bag of Doritos.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Would you be worried about the butterfly effect?
A
Yeah, I
little
think
bit.
you're always worried about the butterfly effect.
Because I assume
President Kuchar? Ashton
Ashton's
Kutcher?
in the White House. That's what
President
happens.
Kutcher? He's-
Kutcher? Kutcher?
Oh,
Kutcher?
I was gonna
President
correct you.
Kutcher?
Kutcher,
Kutcher.
like butcher.
President Kutcher.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because he was in the Butterfly Effect film. So naturally, that if you butterfly effect the pilgrims by giving them like pepperoni combos, all of a sudden,
Ashton Kutcher is
in
president.
400 years, Ashton Kutcher, instead of being an actor on that 70s show, is president.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Pretty
So
sure
who's
that's
on that 70s show then?
Still Denny Masterson. Yeah, it's a bummer.
I also feel like
Well, yeah, it is a bummer, but it's fine.
Well, yeah.
You can make. He's a
He
piece
was
of
on the
shit.
show.
Yeah, he
Piece
was
of
on the
shit.
show.
Yeah.
Yeah, President Kutcher. Kutcher.
Kutcher.
You had it right.
Butcher.
I think that I would. Dorito is the best. They talk about like things that would like kill people, like a
It's
caveman.
so
I feel
much
like
potent.
food-
It's
I was-
so much flavor.
Yeah, I was gonna say I feel like food was so much more bland.
It was.
So like a Dorito, especially if you got like a good like bottom of the bag cheesy Dorito,
Mhm.
like might break their mouth.
Yeah.
Which would be like overwhelming.
At least in Europe, like, obviously, like, it's a more equatorial nations have different, more food's more seasoned. But like, I think in Europe at the time, stuff was like a lot of boiled meats that had
Yeah.
like and spices weren't readily available. So
Would everyone have fucking nasty, stanky ass breath?
I
back
think
then?
people did have stinky breath.
I have the best answer to this. Pop Rocks.
Pop Rocks are
wow.
a great
That is
answer.
good.
That
That's
would
awesome.
blow their minds.
Yeah.
That is good. Or like something sour, like Warheads.
Warheads, yeah. Sour Patch Kids.
Yeah.
The only
Amelia,
issue-
you would maybe. I mean, you maybe would be accused of being a witch.
That's what I was gonna say.
Oh,
You're gonna
true.
get. I mean, look, Amelia would get burned at the stake.
I
Let's be honest.
probably would get burned at the
It's good you're alive now.
Thank
This is
you,
a better
thank you.
time for
It's
you.
good to be in the
Yeah.
2020s,
Yeah.
I gotta say.
Should we do one last
Yeah, let's
question?
do one more question.
Yeah, of course. Do we want to go back to a political one, or do we want to stick in the food
Let's
range?
stick in the food.
Yeah, let's do a
range.
food one.
But also tell us the political one.
Okay.
Let's do both. And we'll
Yeah,
do it
let's
real quick.
both.
When Charles Z asks, when you eat hummus, do you mix the stuff that's in the middle?
Is this the political one?
Yes.
Yes, I do.
I do
Yeah,
too.
I do too.
Mix it all
I have a
up.
story about this. It's
Oh, Jesus.
coincidental. This past weekend, I got dinner with friends. My roommate Danny orders hummus for the table. He says it's for the table, and it comes, with that oil and red pepper, whatever he's
Yeah,
the
sure.
spice in the middle. And he took a pita chip and he just rubbed it all around in a circle like this. He like spread all the middle stuff
Yeah.
to the
Yeah.
whole plate. And I was just like, I don't know. I just feel like everyone should have gotten
Maybe not
their
everybody
own.
wanted that.
They maybe have not wanted that. So
Yeah.
I'm like, if maybe it's for a food experience that everyone has, you
You leave it.
you leave it in there and you just
Yeah. I was thinking about the containers you get that you keep in the fridge, and that's like mine. I'm just gonna like, if it's like my own
Interesting.
personal
Yeah.
container in the fridge.
The
I'm just
Sabra
gonna-
hummus or
yeah,
whatever.
Yeah, something like that. I'll probably
I think
just
that is
like,
a thing that you can propose to the table. Maybe is the way to do it.
Yeah, I think do you guys mind if I mix this? Or like what I'll do, like we're getting like a shrimp cocktail or something like that, and there's like comes with like a lemon. It's like, y'all want me to lemon this thing? And
Yeah,
they're
yeah,
like,
yeah.
I
Same
think
thing with like
I think that's a
oysters and
check.
lemon. Yeah.
Exactly. I
Yeah,
think that's a check
yeah.
with the table before you do it. But he ordered it for the table.
yes.
I think it's also okay in that sense, in that context, for him to take charge and be like,
Mhm.
"This is the thing I ordered for everybody. I'm gonna kind of like take the reins."
Yeah, I kind of
here,"
agree with that
Okay.
too.
You know, but how big was the party?
4.
And was it all friends?
Yes.
I think he's okay.
Yeah, well, we all gave him shit about it. We were all like, we don't want to eat this hummus anymore.
So you don't mix it in.
I know. I don't mix it in. I think I would just like use it as a pool to just dip in throughout
Yeah.
Sure.
Which also works. You
Also
can do it
works.
that way too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a big, like, when anything is shared in a restaurant, I'm in favor of people being decisive. Because I
Yeah,
feel like so
interesting.
often you're just like, you start to get to the point where it's like, okay, there's like one mini quesadilla left, and then all of a sudden people are trying to cut it into thirds because they don't want to take the last bite.
Yeah,
you know
no,
what I
just
mean?
take it.
Just fucking take it.
I
Just
was
have
just
the
like,
last
I'm
onion
gonna take
ring.
the last one. Is that cool? And
That's
if
a great
anyone
move.
argues, I'll be like, yeah, I'll split with you.
Right.
But like, I'm not. I don't want like this big of a bite.
No, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
Just
Sometimes-
communicate with everybody.
I know, but sometimes you had one or two of them, you feel bad. I mean, you got to be fair too about
Yeah.
It's all a conversation.
Yeah.
You can always check with your table mates. And the other thing, if that's been sitting there for a while and
Yeah, I
you've just
think it's
got like
fair
a
game.
one prosciutto wrapped date that's just like fucking sitting there and no one
Right.
is grabbing it, just grab it. You're
If
gonna
it
be
was
fine.
hot when it got to the table and it is no longer hot,
Right.
it's fair game.
Yes.
Yeah.
Take
an
that
old
last
prosciutto.
jalapeno popper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's not even fun to eat. I
I'm
mean,
also I'm a big believer in double dipping. If you're at a table with sharing things, I'm like, just it's fair game.
I'm with
Depends
you
on the
too.
company, but yeah, I think so.
Usually,
I'll
I
ask, but
I'll
yeah.
usually be like, we're cool with double dipping here, right? But like,
I have the
think
best hack for
I
that.
think you just do the other side.
Yeah, I just flip it over.
Yeah, I
that
do
is
that
fun.
too. I just feel like if you're at like if it's like a family style or a shared plate type of thing, we're sharing. It's all good.
Yeah.
That's my favorite stretch.
I
That
feel
she
like you're
does.
holding
That's so
something back.
cute.
No, I was just laughing at you saying I have the best hack for that. And it's flipping it upside down. I got the best hack for
It is a
that.
good hack.
What is this
I think
po-
it's the only hack.
It's the only hack. What is this politics
You,
question?
you bring back chips and salsa to the
Okay.
pilgrims and you show them that. And they're like,
She flipped
Oh
it.
shit, my freaking hack backfired.
Is that what I sound like? Do I sound like Peter Griffin?
You're there with that fantasy guy. The fantasy guy.
Emma, Amelia, Casey, anything you want to plug? This is coming out in the future,
It's
but anything you want to
November.
put on the horizon?
Not really, Skidmark4 on Instagram, Skidmark on Letterboxd. Yeah, I think that's it for now.
Yeah, Emma Tree on Instagram. I have a TikTok, but I've never touched it. Or Baker Filmmaker on all the things: YouTube, Instagram, TikTok.
Yeah, go to my website, CaseyMakesMovies.com.
Woo.
Watch some movies.
There you go.
There you
Hell
go.
yeah.
Hey,
Jemmy. Bones. Okay.
check out Bones.
She loves Bones.
We're going to close up this edition of the Feedbag. That's this week's Doughboys Double.
Snoop.
Bye.
The Snoop Dogg horror movie, Bones. Do you remember that?
Oh, I do remember.
Okay, well, check it out, folks.
Yeah, check out
Jemmy
Bones.
will watch it.
Good night.
Doughboys media.